Even if it was on speed dial, to dial 911 would be, I mean, they can't even get that flipper over to that side. If they were to somehow manage to hold it, it'd be very, you know, it'd be a flip. And then even if they were to somehow hit the right button, then, you know, it's just, you know, so we've got to get out there and we've got to save these giant things, you know, it's get out there and do it.
For me, I worry about the future of the planet for my children. You know, what's it going to be like for them? And then you start thinking ahead, and you start thinking, well, what about the children's children?
Oh, yeah.
And then my children's children, children's children, children's children.
Yes.
You can go on for hours, just keep adding another children.
Another generation.
Yeah.
But you know, Rick, I think your children,
Yeah.
and when you take it further, your children's children, and even your children's 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 children, I think those children are too young to be your children, aren't they? That's my concern.
Yeah, sure.
They're just children. They should not be, and they should not having other children.
If they were, hypothetically, the problem would be they'd end up being too small. They'd be tiny people.
That would be one of them.
And their children would be this small, and then you just have these tiny, tiny humans who just can barely function in society. You'd stand on them, you'd squash your children, you'd got their grandchildren.
What if someone's making a sandwich and drops a piece of lettuce?
Wipe out a whole family. The lost generation.
What a way to go as well.
Yeah. What happened to your father? Oh, he was squashed by a bit of lettuce.
Oh, so the son survived.
Oh yeah, he was lucky to survive, he wasn't there. But I feel sorry for him because he's by himself now. It's just
It is tiny.
And he's lonely.
His father is a tiny baby himself. He's just died in a lettuce accident.
It's a tragic story.
But it's one that's happening all through America.
It's real people, like you and me.
But I wouldn't really be worried about your children in the world because your children aren't real. They're imaginary children. You don't have real children.
I don't have real children, but they still have issues. They have imaginary issues.
Well, that's all in their heads though, isn't it?
No, well, anything that you imagine, that goes into the imaginary realm. And that's the shit they have. Well, there you go. That's what they're dealing with, you know?
Hairy, gorilla face. They have to deal with that now.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. They come home from school and just some of the strangest things. You know, one day they come home, they've got holes in their shirts, and a unicorn ran loose in the playground and stabbed them all, tore all their shirts, and I have to sew that up with golden syrup. My wife and I, we weren't able to have children, real children, and it wasn't actually our idea to imagine. The doctor suggested adopting or imagining, and it turns out a lot of people are imagining these days. You just don't see them around, but it's a lot cheaper and
more hygienic, I suppose.
But if you are thinking about doing it, honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. It's been an amazing journey. Every day is just, it's wonderful. You know, just do it. No, just go for it. Just have some kids.
Brett's wife, unfortunately, isn't able to have children because she's not a real woman. She's an imaginary woman.
She's imaginary. The kids take after her. And she's beautiful.
No, she's really, I mean, I've seen some pretty crude drawings, but they were, she does look amazing. Far better than I am.